that this is not the city where an isolated incident has occurred. That Ferguson is not a city where an isolated incident has occurred. San Diego, of all cities, has a true right to stand up and make their voices heard, because of the fact that Africans, although we make up a small portion of the population here, are still gunned down indiscriminately in police shootings.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Our Mexican and Raza brothers, who we stand in solidarity with as they stand in solidarity with us,
Yes,
are facing human rights abuses along this entire border wall. And so if we do not raise up the issues of every single organization and every single person gathered here today, again, we say this transcends just organizing around Mike Brown. Because in the past 100 days since Mike Brown's murder at the hands of Darren Wilson, dozens of African lives have been lost in this country to the police.
Right on. Yeah. Right on. Right on.
So again, we want our voices to be heard. Touch one.
Touch all.
Touch one.
Touch all.
Touch one.
Touch all.
Again, we wait and rally as reinforcements arrive from all over San Diego. We will continue to have speakers, continue to bring information. But I do, want to say that this is the rally and the protest part. So I think we need to hear a little bit more noise coming from the people. Me, myself, I was shocked and appalled. I was shocked and appalled at the lack of response to this decision. And so now we're making sure that we're hitting these streets tough. I'm going to pass the microphone to my good brother, Maito. He's going to share a few words with you, and we will return. Thank you.
What do you want me to tell her?
Listen, there's been a few people who have come up to me and made comments about, I thought we were just here to talk about police brutality. And we are talking about police brutality. But you have to understand that it's not an isolated incident. The police brutality is attached to the entire system. The police are the first line of defense of the state. They come in and they oppress the people. They suppress the aspirations of the people. They make sure they protect the property of the state. They are attached. It is a systematic problem. You cannot solve this problem by arresting one officer, because there are thousands and thousands of officers who will come after him and continue to maintain and sustain the same system. They will just murder the next man. They will murder the next young woman. So arresting one officer is not the solution. We have to attack and understand that it's a systematic problem. It's not an isolated event. And we keep saying peace through revolution. What do we mean by peace through revolution? We hear a lot on the news about peace. They're all before the verdict. We just want everybody to be peaceful. Peaceful, no violence, peace, peace, peace. But when they say peace, they mean a colonial peace. They mean they want the people who are oppressed to stay peaceful in their oppression. They want you to remain peaceful. And why do they want you peaceful? They want you peaceful in their oppression so that you'll continue to go to Black Friday. And you'll continue to spend your money at the stores. And business can go on as usual, peacefully. You see, as long as the oppressed people are peaceful, they have no longer have a desire to be free. They're not fighting for justice because they become complacent in their suffering. They become complacent in their oppression. So they're peaceful. They go to the mall, they spend their money, but they're oppressed, but they're peaceful. But we're saying true peace comes with our freedom. True peace comes when our children can walk down the street and don't have to worry about being murdered by the police. We want true peace. We want peace to know that when our elderly get sick, they don't have to worry about not being able to get well because they can't afford to get well. There's no peace when my child gets murdered and I have video evidence. I have eyewitnesses who were standing right next to me, and yet you get off free. What kind of peace is that?
Right on!
That's a colonial peace. That's when business continues on as normal. That's not the kind of peace that we're talking about. That's why we say peace through revolution. We have to change the system so that the system doesn't. We have to make sure that the system benefits all of the people, all of the working class, people who put their lives on the line every day, who through sweat and blood and tears, that they reap the benefits of their labor. Not some small elite class that we all slave and labor while they live high on the hog. There's no peace in that. So we say revolution. We have to change and destroy this parasitic system that is built on the genocide and the theft of this land from the indigenous people, and then the slavery of us. There's no peace in that. We have to overturn that system, and we say it is only through revolution, and it has to have a revolution ideology and a revolutionary theory, which means you have to join an organization. You can't do it by yourself. There's strength in numbers. We have to come together as the working class people and let our voice be heard. So this is not just about coming out and doing some chants and making noise and taking selfies and placing them on Facebook. We have to do something that's going to change this system and make it better for our children and make it better for the children all over the world. All children. Not just somebody that lives up in North County, but all children. So that's why we say peace through revolution. Peace through revolution. Peace
through revolution.
Peace
through revolution.
Peace
through revolution.
That's right, brothers and sisters. Don't be afraid of that word revolution. It means change. We have to have change. Obama talking about change. Obama is upholding this imperialist system. You have seen no change from Obama. We're not fooled by his pretty smile and his dark skin. We want to see your work. You know a tree by its fruits. There has been no change. He has maintained the system. We're talking about true revolution. So make sure that you get organized. I know all of you guys don't belong to this organization, but you need to belong to some organization. Union de Barrio. You got the Uhuru movement. You got MP-Dum. There's plenty of organizations that are standing for truth and righteousness and change. Make sure that you get involved with one of them. It's not just about screaming, we don't stop killing our babies. They're going to keep killing our babies. We've been screaming and chanting and marching for hundreds of years. They haven't stopped killing them yet. We have to do more than just chants. We have to get organized. And this is the thing. You have to be willing. Friends Fanon talked about class suicide. Many of us, we have an attachment to the very system that we say we want to see change. So how much of your salary, how much of your career, how much contacts and resources are you willing to sacrifice to really see that change? Because it's hard for you to take a stand against a system that you get your paycheck from. It's hard for you to come out here because you don't want anybody to see you might lose your job. And that's the dilemma that we face. But we have to be willing to take a stand because we can't serve both sides. We can't say we want them to stop killing our people, but yet we continue to uphold a system that pays them to kill our people. You have to take a look at yourself. Are you really about change? Are you really about justice? Are you really about freedom? If you are, you have to come to truth with yourself and then join in an organization, and we together as the people, as the working class people, those who bring the labor and bring the wealth to this country, we can make a difference. Peace through revolution. Peace
through revolution.
Peace
through revolution.
Peace
through revolution.
Thank you, brother. Man. So we just wanted to make the announcement that we're going to have clipboards and we have some people who are going to be going through the crowd. If you want to get organized onto a committee, if you're passionate about issues related to public safety, about talking about improving education in our communities, talking about economic development in our communities, then we need you to get on board. If you have ideas, if you want to implement some real change in action, then we need you to step up. Because just as the brother said, we've seen countless times, even from our so-called President Obama, who is decried and outpoured his heart